What's going on, everyone? Before we jump into today's show, producer Marshall, as always, is a New York Rangers fan, and he thinks that they're going to somehow get past the Lightning, and if they do, doesn't really matter. Whatever team comes out of the East is absolutely going to get smoked by McKinnon and the Avs, so if you're pulling for the Avs on the Stanley Cup run, hit that thumbs up icon. Today's Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports is presented to you by Aura, an all-in-one digital safety company that protects yourself and your wallet when you are online. Start your 14-day free trial today at aura.com/chatsports. Link is below, and we'll tell you more about them later on. But now, we've got the final Broncos OTAs takeaways. OTAs in the books. We're getting ready for mandatory minicamp next week. So let's revisit the last 3 weeks of OTAs and kind of three big headlines that came down the pipe towards the end. So, first takeaway I had from the last week or so, Russell freaking Wilson, right? If I don't talk about Russell Wilson, I might not have a job here anymore. And I get it, sometimes it can be a bit exhausting talking about Russ, because let's face it, everyone at Mile High, right? Everyone over at Dove Valley is just absolutely drooling over this guy. I mean, sometimes myself included, we can get a little too carried away with the Russ talk, but the latest videos and just reports from boots on the ground are exciting, because what he's going to do is he's going to bring something to the Broncos offense that has not been there in a long time. I'm talking about the deep ball, okay? Look at this graphic right here. The yardage is the average depth of target. So Teddy Bridgewater last year ranked 14th in the NFL because his average depth of target was 8 yards past the line of scrimmage. Russell Wilson was first in the NFL. Every time he targeted someone, it was almost a first down. And it goes down from there. Now, Drew Lock is a bit of a exception because he was third back in 2018. However, it doesn't really count. It doesn't really matter if you throw it 50 yards down the field, but it's 20 yards past your target. Joe Flacco before that, 29th. Case Keenum, 26th. Meanwhile, Russ is always staying in that top 10. Right, and that's what you know about Russell Wilson. It's that moon ball, right? It's that ability to stretch the field, extend plays, and make something out of nothing. Chef Russ, we love to say let Russ cook, and then Pete Carroll loves to just snip that from him after 8 weeks of the season. I don't think that's going to happen with Hackett, right? His offense is all about explosion. It's all about speed, creativity. These are all fun buzzwords and whatnot, but it's not college football. This isn't Candyland. It's going to be organized and methodical, but Chef Russ is going to cook for not just half the season, but the entire season. And he's got a lot of ingredients to cook with. Courtland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy. You can make an argument for either one of them being wide receiver one. How many teams have a day where they go, our biggest issue today is who's our top wide receiver? There's three real candidates on the Broncos. You could make it a pitch for Tim Patrick. KJ Hamler coming off that ACL tear. Hopefully he can be Wilson's Lockett when he comes to Mile High. So while we look at these wide receivers, let me pose this question to you guys. Which wide receiver will have the best season? You could just say yes, right? You could really just go with anyone. All the above works. But let me know which guy you think is going to thrive the best under Russ. Hamler's that sneaky good option because of that Lockett comp, but give me Jerry Jeudy, okay? This is what Jeudy did in college, right? This is why the Broncos took him 15th overall, for the explosiveness and the game-changing ability that he has. Russell Wilson had that in DK Metcalf. I hope he has that in Jerry Jeudy this year. Next segment on the show, Bradley Chubb. Are we going to get a bounce-back season, right? Are we finally going to get that out of Chubb, who's been a little underwhelming lately? We're going to explore that and more in just a moment, but I want to tell everyone watching about the benefits that Aura, our proud sponsor, has for you today. Financial fraud protection. What does that mean? Well, if you have, which you probably do, have your credit card linked to all of your accounts online, well, there's a data breach right there. Boom, your credit card information is just open game for the Hacksters. Aura will protect it for you to make sure that doesn't happen. Identity theft protection, which is an absolute nightmare to deal with. Don't be the next statistic. Online device security plus family plans if you've got some young ones, okay? Make sure you get started with Aura today. I'm very excited about this sponsor because you don't leave your front door wide open when you go to work every day, right? So make sure you're protected online because we're online more than ever before. Start your 14-day free trial at aura.com/chatsports. Links down below. All right, moving on here, though, as we get back on track to Bradley Chubb, because Mike Purcell was asked about Bradley Chubb over at OTAs, and I thought he had a very nice thing to say. Let me share it with you. You can tell me that he's comfortable. Last year with the ankle, you can tell that he's comfortable. Last year with the ankle, even coming around the edge, he would say that he could feel it. But now you can see him coming around that edge, and it's nothing. He can bend. He can move. So he's looking how he was his rookie year. I think this is a make-or-break season for Bradley Chubb. Entering the last year of his contract, and it'll be interesting to see, right? He's not going to be Shaq Barrett, for example, who might make a bit of a name for himself, but not a big enough name for the Broncos to pay him. But he's going to be in that dangerous zone of, if he goes off, like really off, you got to imagine the Broncos will do everything they can to keep him. But if he just goes for a mild 8 to 9 sack season, Denver be like, you know what, this probably wasn't working out long term. Shake hands and go our separate ways. Because Chubb after rookie season, right, you can see the stats right there, just not the same. In fact, you can take 2019, 2020, and 2021 and combine them. And they really don't compare to what he did his rookie season. Sure, he's got more tackles in 9 more games, but fewer tackles for loss, fewer sacks, and the same amount of forced fumbles. Again, in a 9-game difference compared to his rookie year where he was healthy all year and he was on the opposite side of the line of someone you may have heard of, Von Miller, whereas post that, he was hurt, Von was hurt, and he just never really looked the same. So will Bradley Chubb have a bounce-back season? That's one of the big questions we've got this year on deck, right? Is this going to be a continuation, or is this maybe Chubb's last year? Drop a Y for yes out of convenience, or you can just type out yes, I don't care. Or give me an N for no. I hate to be a bit of a Debbie Downer. I'm not all that confident that he's going to have a bounce-back season. To me, we're just being told what everyone does in the offseason. He's never looked better. He's never looked so healthy before. This is wash, rinse, and repeat every single offseason for potential stars who've had injury issues, right? Just think about it. This is true for all sports. Over the offseason, we just expect his ankle to be like, whoa, it's May. Let me just hit 100% of health like it's Mario Kart, okay? No, I just don't think it's going to be such a phenomenal season. I hate to be that guy that he's going to have a long career in Denver, meaning a long-term contract coming his way after this season. And after that kind of a negative rant, I hope you stuck with me because if you're looking for free daily Broncos content, make sure you subscribe because here's the deal. At least I'm being honest with you guys, right? I'm not trying to be a homer and say every single player on the Broncos is going to have 100 touchdowns or 100 sacks. No, I try to keep it real with you all, so hit that big red button if you are ready for some real football and we can have a real conversation about it. Third and final takeaway I've got on deck today, Michael Ojemudia. Is he kind of rising up the depth chart, okay? Maybe you saw this tweet or quote about Patrick Surtain talking about number 13 Ojemudia because here's what he said just the other day to the media. He's made plays throughout these OTAs. He's been balling. He's been showing that he's capable of making these big-time plays. He's been showing out this whole OTA. So, Ojemudia in his, let's go last year, okay, where he only played in 2 games. Got hurt in the preseason. And then, I don't know what happened. He must have pissed off Hackett and, pissed off Fangio in some way, shape, or form. Because he just was in the doghouse forever after that, it felt like. But in 2020, the 3rd-round pick out of Iowa looked pretty dang good for a rookie. Made 11 starts, if memory serves me correct, in those 16 games. No picks, but 6 PBUs and a tackle for loss. I liked him a lot at corner his rookie season. I've always kind of been a fan of Ojemudia to the point where you kind of wonder, Ronald Darby, is he going to be this year's Kyle Fuller? You know what I'm saying? Remember before last season started everyone was calling Peyton, going, you got so many corners. Can you trade one of them to us? They ended up shipping off Kerry Vincent Jr. to the Eagles, but maybe that could be Darby if Damari Mathis and Ojemudia look so good in mandatory minicamp and training camp, and Darby doesn't look so good. I don't think it's very likely, but I think it's one of those things to just like put a little tickler out there and just keep an eye on. Because at worst, the Broncos just have phenomenal depth at corner. Like, I could make the argument that Ojemudia would be a starting corner for maybe half the teams, and he's not even top 3 on his own roster, right? He's behind Surtain, Darby, and K'Wan Williams, the slot guy. Majority, right around 50%-ish. He could probably make a good case for being a CB2. So you've got plenty of depth there with him, and that's been great to see because I hope he has a very nice, very big bounce back year in 2022. I appreciate everyone that clicked on to today's show. Thank you for making us a part of your day. Hope you guys have a good Friday, a good weekend, and I'll see you guys later with more Broncos news and rumors.